Alright, so for this video I'm just going to go through and explain as I'm going what I'm going to do to this picture. So the first thing I'm going to do is make 2 copies of this layer. First layer is going to be your tones, and the third layer is your skin adjustments, so like blemishes, and then this first layer is just your base layer. You don't have to worry about that. So now what you want to do, just turn that off. Go to filter, noise, dust and scratches. What this does is what you're trying to do is get an even tonal range going into each other, so here to here. It's pretty much already good. Just makes it easier to blend later, and wait for that. And then you want to go into this layer, and what you do is you go to image, and you want to apply the image. Everything's already changed, but here's what it would normally be. It would be at merged, or it wouldn't be inverted. It would probably be something like normal. So you just change the layer to your tones layer. You want to change the blending to add, wherever that went, boom. The scale, if it's not 2 already, change it to 2. Everything else is fine, and then the last thing is just invert it. Then you want to change your blending mode to linear light, and now you have this set up. So pretty much what this means is your skin layer, you can change all the blemishes and things like that without it affecting your tones. So if you get your spot healing brush and say you didn't want this here, you could paint over it, and it doesn't really change anything. So yeah. And then the layer under it is just for painting and smoothing out all your tones and making everything even, and that's what that's for. So another trick you can do to help you out when you're trying to figure out where things are, because you might not see stuff that your eye misses, is you can make an adjustment layer and do black and white. And what you do here is you'll take all the yellows and you'll just take them out, and you'll see spots like here and other things like are really obvious. You can actually just take out the reds too, keep those there, doesn't really matter, just as long as you can see darker areas in the picture that you want to get rid of. And it takes just all an eye and how much time you want to spend on doing that. So I'm just going to go in and go through, find things that I think stand out. You don't really have to change all of the picture, but just go through, and if you don't like or something is like there's a hair right here, you can just get rid of it, or these random spots here too. I don't like these deep shadows, so it's all just what you see. Don't try to overdo it, because then it'll look fake, and you don't want it to look plastic. You just want to clean up things that are distracting from the focus. And then we'll just go through here, and if you need the shortcut, it's J, so you can get to the spot healing brush. I'm just getting rid of things that I don't like in pictures, and it's very time intensive, just depending on how much you want to actually do. I don't like this stuff, so I just get rid of it. I don't think it looks good. And you also don't want to change like really identifying features, I guess. I don't think that really takes away from anything, so get rid of that. And you just want to go through the picture, look for things that stand out like that. You don't have to fix everything, and just go through like this, don't like that. Another thing that I like to clean up And these are like loose hairs that just drag over that I don't think are needed, and just get rid of it. And it's really easy. Just make sure you're always resampling areas that are close to what you're trying to get rid of, so you don't get something that looks really messed up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just go through, look for things. Like here, probably wouldn't notice it, but I do, so I get rid of it. Areas like that. And then here, also probably won't notice this very much, but I see it, so I just real quick fix. Just go in, fix everything, and go through and even everything out. So it doesn't look blotchy. Yeah, so pretty much go through, and then you can see still areas here that just you can go back through and fix right there. And just to save time, we'll just focus on the face and we won't go through everything else, but normally you would just go through everything and fix all the skin and what you don't like and what takes away from it. The next thing you do here, you'll create a new layer and clip it. And what I like to do, say if the brush isn't already like this, say you have a soft brush, go to the brush and make a brush. I like to make it as small as possible, or as close to small as possible, and give it the direction of the area that I'm fixing. So say if I'm here, tilt it this way, or if I'm here, this way. Just whatever works with the area that you're working on. And you want to keep it soft, and that's pretty good. And I don't zoom in very wide on this, or very close, so I can actually see what's going on. You want to change your opacity and flow to something low. I think 14% works well. And then all you do is just go through, sample different areas, and what you're trying to do is just even out the transition between things, so it's not as hard and everything comes out softer. It's real easy to do. Just go through, see like the line there. It makes it softer. Doesn't look as hard. And you just go through and just make sure you're always resampling everything, so you don't get random things. And you want to just build on top of everything. So they're real subtle changes, and the opacity is low. So what you're really doing is you're just building, and you're going through. And again, this is something you don't want to overdo, unless that's the look that you're looking for. But try not to overdo it too much. Here now, move over. It's real simple. You put some color back into areas that you might have lost. Come here. And you can soften up these shadows too, so they're not as harsh. Just build on top of it. And just so it doesn't look as go through and now you can see how it changes certain things. But you can also see, like, in this area, I don't really like the way it looks. So change that. Just blend it in a little bit more. Add color to it so it doesn't look so different. And just keep building on top of that to get a smoother transition from one color to the next. Yeah. So once that's done, pretty quick for this one, so we're just going to go through it and pretty much just show you techniques. What I do is I just group these together, and I just name this one. I don't want to mess with that after that. And then just make a copy of that entire thing. So now you have this as your new base layer. So you don't even need that open anymore. And there's the before and after. And now what I like to do is go into dodging burning. And again, we're just gonna focus on the face. I could do it on any layer, but I'll just do it here for now. If you hit O, it'll bring you into your dodge. One of the things that I like doing with eyes, if I'm just burning it or dodging it, is light comes in through one side. So if the light is coming from here, then it exits through here. So you don't want to lighten up the entire eye, or you can, like this, but then if you just lighten up here to give this a bit more brightness, you can see it changes. Because the light comes in through there, and it'll exit out the back end over here. And what you want to do here is you're just going through, and I start with the eyes here. Keep it pretty simple. Zoom out, and you're just going through and making everything more contrasty, but you have more control over what is actually happening. So, and again, we're just going to focus on the face here. Looks pretty good. And you change this, and you want to go into burning. And what I like to do when I burn is just darken up the parts that should be darker, like the center of the eye and the outer areas of the eye as well. And then in here, some of these, and the eyelashes as well, especially if they have makeup on and it comes out. Make all this stuff stand out more, and then as well as in these parts of the eye as well, so it makes it more defined. And then I also like to darken up these areas too, so it stands out more. And move that through. Go through. And now that you have that done, you just go through and find areas. It would naturally be a little bit darker, so it gives more depth to your image. And you don't want to overdo this. You definitely don't want to overdo this, because this is where, if you really overdo it, the image can just look really fake. And personally, I don't like that style. I don't like to change too much. So yeah, so that's dodging, burning. I don't really change much. And then that's the face. So you go through. There's your before. in the after. A few different changes, and that's pretty much it. Just go through, change what you like. And while I'm here doing this, we can also talk about like these. What I like to do with tattoos, depending on what it looks like these, I like to burn the tattoos in certain areas so it looks like it's more saturated, and it brings out the colors more in those areas. But again, just drop it down to a low percent. That way you can build on top of what you're doing and you're not overdoing something with just one stroke that you can't go back to. And I'm just going to do this quick. Go through. And then you can get like real detailed and you can go into all these things and change the brush size, and whatever you want to do. If you want to make one area, if you want to make the outlines look darker, whatever you want to do. If you see areas like this and you just want to fill them in, do that too. So that's pretty simple, and then you can see the before, so it's kind of washed out. But to add color to it, you just do that, and that'll add more color to the image. Yeah, pretty much everything after this point is just dodging and burning, and then editing, stuff like that. So we'll go into the hair, and with colored hair, I like to really bring out the colors. So I think I over exaggerate on the highlights for these things, just because I like it to stand out. Like these areas back here, I just think it adds more to it. And this is all what you think looks good. There's no set way. Don't get too caught up in what's the proper way to do something. If you think it looks good, then that's all that really matters. Change this. And then I like to find areas that I think will look better darker, like here. So it adds more, and it makes it look like it's popping out, instead of just doing an overall darkening of things, or things in here, like this, in between the strands of hair, so they stand out more from each other. These areas, this area here, and I usually, when I burn hair, depending on the image, I just make the exposure higher, so just go through and you can see the difference faster. So that's pretty much it. Face and hair, dodging and burning, it's all pretty simple. Here's your after, and your before. After this, just go into curves, change colors if you want, so you can change the overall look. So we're just going to stick with this for now. The very last thing I do is just create a new layer, and you can do this a bunch of different ways. Just use the sharpening tool on a new layer, make sure to sample all, and really focus out on the eyes. Maybe some areas here, there if you want. That way, they're more in focus. So it depends on what you want to do. You can always lower the opacity if it looks like it's too much or anything like that. So yeah, this is pretty much it. We'll do a side by side so you can see what they look like. So you're after. And before. Put them side by side. And that's pretty much all I do to go through for my retouching and things like that. Main things I really focus on are things like this and here as well. Eyes, work on those. So the main areas I focus on, I'll just point them out so you can see it. So like that. Shit. Things I look at, this here, this there, these, tattoos, darkening these areas so it comes out more, eyes, up here, highlights here, and then all throughout here you just want to get stuff like this and here, there, all that, this. And if you were to further go into the image and things like that, I would bring out more here. I would take out this area here, fix that up right there, and then go through and do all the tattoo stuff as well, and probably darken the wall as well so it stands out more. But that's pretty much it. That's the image, side by side, before and after, and that's it. Thanks for watching.